Hi, it's Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the weekly Crypto Tech Review. This week we're looking at Bitcoin and Litecoin, last week's trailblazers. We'll be looking at the moving averages, the support, resistance and pivot levels and the MACDs. This is the tech analysis for the week ending December the 27th. Looking at Bitcoin against the US dollar and the daily candlesticks, it's a bullish start to the week for Bitcoin on Monday morning. Going to see Bitcoin avoid a fall through the pivot at 22,186 to take a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 25,364. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break out from last week's high that was at 24,244 and through to 25,000 levels, however. So barring an extended rally through the week, expect that first major resistance level and resistance 25,500 to cap any upside. In the event of another breakout, we've got the second major resistance level at 27,301 and resistance at 28 to ping Bitcoin back in the week. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 22,449 into play. Barring an extended crypto sell-off, Bitcoin should avoid sub 20,000 levels and the 23.6% fib at 19,374. The second major support level sits at 17,071. Looking at the MACD's got a slight narrowing of the bullish histogram, but nothing indicative of a bearish few days ahead there. So you need to keep an eye on that. On the EMAs, we are seeing the 50 pull away from the 100 and the 200, supporting the early upside in the week and some further upside through the first half of the week. So key through the early part of the week will be to avoid a fall through that pivot at 22,186 and avoid sub 22,000 levels will be key, and move through last week's high that was at 24,244 and break through to 25,000 levels. Bulls will be eyeing a run at 30 with that second major resistance level at 27,301 in target for the week. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, slightly bearish start to the week here. Going to need to see Litecoin avoid the pivot at 105.8. Take a run at this first major resistance level, saying 133.2. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break out from last week's high that was at 124.4 and to break through to 130 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 135 to cap any upside in the week. In the event of a breakout, we got the second major resistance level at 151.8 and resistance at 160 that will likely come into play. A fall through the pivot level would bring the 23.6% fib at 101 and sub 100 levels into play before any recovery. We would expect Litecoin to steer clear of the first major support level at 87.3 and the 38.2% fib at 86. Looking at the MACD, again slight narrowing of the bullish histogram, but nothing indicative of a bearish week ahead, so need to keep an eye on that after last week's bullish cross. On the EMA, we're seeing the 50 pull away marginally from the 100 and the 200, suggestive of further upside ahead. The key through the early part of the week would be to avoid the pivot at 105.8, break through last week's high to 130 levels to then bring resistance levels into play.